my God, I have to pay attention to when the thing says live because I'm always doing something else when it does that. Hi everyone. I am here today because, first of all, I miss you all. I miss filming. I mean, I think I missed what, a week or two. Maybe it's been 2 weeks. Maybe a week or two. Who's really counting? But I just noticed that I hadn't been on here. So basically, yeah, I had to come back because this is like one of my favorite places to be here with you. Okay, so now, first and foremost, let's just get the formalities out of the way. First things first. Um, we usually do. We talk about what's happening with me, and then we talk about the mug, and then we move on to the topic of the session or episode, should I say. So let's start with me. First and foremost, I know you see my little color. The last video, I revealed my short hairstyle, which I call the big chop. Now I'm revealing my color I got, which you can barely see it because I'm wearing the slick down style. And I'm doing that because, like I said, my stylist, it wasn't the week that I said she was going. She actually is going this week. And I couldn't get to her on yesterday rather. So yeah, I'll be slick down this week, and then the weekend maybe I can get, like I had said earlier, get my sister to curl it for me or something, so that I can be set for the weekend. So yeah, you can't really see the color, but I was trying to go for like a red, like a Auburny type red is what I was going for. And I think it hit. You just have to see it when it's actually not slicked down because it looks a little more blondish to me when it's slicked down. And so yeah, so this is what I do with it because if I don't, it'll be all spiky and look kind of weird. But like I said, I cannot complain. I love it because it's still manageable regardless. And I could just slick it down if I want to, and get my sides down and just go. Or I could put a little cap on or something. And it just works for me. It just works. So yeah. So nothing's really. Again, I've been lifing. You know what I say? I've been over here lifing. That's what I'm doing. Trying to get everything into perspective. Trying to move with the way my life is moving. I'm not trying to force things. I'm keeping positivity all around me. Like I was saying, in my home, I have different places where I have positive. Quotes and things of that nature, just so I can look up and say, oh, look, because sometimes me being the encourager, because I'm going to say that that's who I am. In my around amongst my family and friends, I'm mostly the encourager or the one, to come and talk to or whatever have you. So when I need it, sometimes I don't have anybody at that particular moment. I need to have something. Now, don't get me wrong. I do have my savior, the Lord. I do have my savior, but it also helps to have other things as well that you can just look at and remind you of, the positivity that you should have every day. Like I mentioned on one of the videos, it's my goal every day to seek out my life's purpose, and that's what I do when I go to my Creator, which is my Lord Jesus Christ. When I go to my Creator, I want it to be known right then and there. Whatever I do today, help me to live out my purpose in some kind of way. It may not be fully, but something. I want to do something that is going to contribute to my purpose. Okay. So today, I don't have as much. I do have an interesting topic that I thought was very interesting. We'll get into it in a moment. I don't want to jump ahead, but so yeah, about me, I've just been lifing. I had something new happen. Well, I thought it was something new. Verdict is still out on that because it was thought to be and exciting, but again, Life happens and it does what it does. You got to move and roll with it. I still have joy, because the joy that I got, it did not come from this world. So basically, I still have joy. Um, this video is being brought to you by Bold and Sassy Bangles and Bracelets. That is a business of mine, as a matter of fact, where I actually make beaded bracelets, and I also sell the bracelets along with charm bracelets, and also I have link bracelets. I have some earrings that I've made, some pairs of earrings that I've made, just to, add something new to the collection. I also have junior missuses, and every time I'm gonna mention, like I saw a video, I think it was on Instagram, and it was like a little video that was like, I'm going to mention, you're gonna get tired of me mentioning my brand, because that's what I'm gonna do. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, that's what it is. So I'll just do a little quick see. I know you guys have seen it, but yeah, you probably haven't seen these. So right now I'm wearing a couple of pieces. These are not my earrings, but I think that they're cute. This isn't my necklace either. It has a little, you probably can't see it, a little L with the little pearls. It kind of goes with things, the tone. And of course, I have my glasses that I am going to have available at the Sassy Pants Boutique, and you'll be able to get those if you'd like at some point soon. Working on a lot of things at one time and trying to work on, being a one man band, I think that's what we call it. A one man band is kind of difficult. I'm working on adding someone to add to come help me on my team so that I can do all things, because I have so many good ideas and so many things that I want to do, but I'm just one person. So one of my cousins, who's a very good businesswoman, had mentioned that she had gotten a virtual assistant, and I was like, because remember, when you talk about those kind of things, the main thing I'm saying is, okay, what about, they got to get paid, and she's like, no, it's not what you think it is. You can just find someone, you can work out a deal with them, and you can use them when you want to, so it becomes affordable to you, And so I was like, okay. So I'm working on that. I'm going to try to find me one who can get my things together, like my websites, get some marketing together, and all the things are the things, do some things that I can't do while I'm working at my 9 to 5. Or some things that I just might not think of. So I'm working on that. Hopefully that'll happen very, very soon, because like I said, I got a lot of things. I have a lot of ideas. I may have mentioned on previous videos, but have not really gotten off to a start, simply because I'm trying to work and do, and then again, life is over here lifing. So that's happening as well. But just stay tuned, because what you're not going to see is where I gave up. That's what you're not going to see. So I am, like I said, I'm happy to be back with you guys. I love being with you. And I really want this to be something that becomes a household item, household name. I would like this to be something great, because I'm doing it not to be notarized or for fame or anything like that. I'm doing it because the stories and topics that I share and discuss, they are definitely meant to help. Okay, anything that I'm saying on here as far as topics, and we're in any discussions that we're having, I'm sharing it only to assist others, not for anything else. Now, again, the direction that it's going, I would like for it to stay, whatever direction it goes. I'll put it this way: as long as it stays it stays, I want to say, it stays in the form that I began it with. And what I mean by that is helping people. Regardless to what happens, it still needs to be to where I'm helping, because that's my goal and that's my desire, and that's just that on that. Okay, so let's get into some of the things, honey. You know what we do have to talk about. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to talk about the mugs. So again, if you are a person who have any types of drinks, it doesn't have to be tea, coffee, it can be whatever you want it to be. Just put it in a mug because this is the theme of our channel. It's called Me, You, and Coffee. So uh, a lot of people use tea, so I couldn't take the T word. I mean, I could, but a lot of people use it, so I didn't want that. A lot of people use sipping, and then but me, you, and coffee. Now, come on, it don't have to be coffee. And you know what? I'm gonna say this: I've seen a lot of people on movies put something else in their coffee. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I'm just saying. So anyway, that's what let me know. I can use my mug for basically anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be for coffee or tea or whatever. It could be for whatever. But I'm gonna say that this mug right here is so cute. I love it. It has a bear on it, and then it says "barely awake." And one of my closest, or I will say an ex, is who gave it to me, which is also one of my closest friends. I don't really have too many exes that I don't talk to. I have a few now. Don't get it twisted, but not most of my exes. We departed on good terms. I'll put it that way. Not too many of them. A handful though we did not. But yeah. So because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in all the negativity. Let me just sit it down for a moment so I can just. I feel like I need to go here. I don't believe in all that negativity. I feel like whenever you stop talking to someone or break up with someone in a relationship, it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't. Like it could just be like two people agreeing to disagree about being in a relationship with one another. That's it. It doesn't have to be all bad and just negative, you know? Um, I was speaking to someone early, well, yesterday, I want to say, and I was just making that point because here's what I'm seeing nowadays. I'm seeing how short life is. Um, I mean, every day. You know what I mean? Like we all know that life is short, but it's like every day something's happening that just make me think that I don't have the time that I think I have, or I should not take time for granted. So I dare leave this world with having bad feelings or bad just toward anyone or anybody having it towards me. Now I really can't control them having it towards me, but the what I know about and what I do, I really can account for that. So I was just telling the person, I don't want, I don't want to be bad. You know what I mean? Like if it becomes nothing else, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing I can do because that's called life and it happens. But I don't want to be bad. So I'm apologizing for any role that I've had to get it to this negative point. And this is just paraphrasing, not verbatim, but paraphrasing. So I just don't want to be bad. So it's kind of like we agreed, even though we had disagreements, we agreed on that thing. So that's what I mean by agree to disagree. It doesn't have to be bad, So yeah, I just had to. I was led to go that way for a moment. I don't know who needed to hear that. Maybe somebody in the back. Okay, you need to hear it. It's okay. I get you. I get you. But anyway, barely awake. This mug actually came from a restaurant as well. Me and that person had gone to a restaurant. I really that restaurant is new kinda here to Texas. It's probably been here maybe about 6 years, maybe seven, oh maybe a little bit more. But it is a very nice restaurant. I cannot mention it because I do not give I mean I cannot I don't have sponsorship right now, but I'll just say they sell mugs like this. Like this one says "barely awake," and it has a nice little bear right there, and they're just gorgeous. Mm, a little sip. And so, yeah, I thought it was cute, and uh, the, the mug wasn't bought the same day that I saw it, which is why I love people who are like, kind of like me as far as giving is concerned. I wasn't expecting it. I saw the mug and I was like, oh my God, this is so cute. And that's all I said. And the next thing I know, the weekend that came following the time that we had gone to the restaurant, I had a bag, a gift bag, and this was in it. So I said, you know, I love that kind of thing. That's the kind of things I do. You know, I pay attention to people. I'm very attentive to people, especially if I love and care about you. I'm listening. So next thing you know, you may. And it wasn't. And here's the thing: it wasn't even a an event or anything. It was just because I saw it and I liked it type thing. So I thought it was cool. And put it to the side. So anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on. Not too much on this end. So as I've been perusing, okay, yeah, you know, I have messages and whatnot. As I've been perusing and going through my I want to say, I'm not going to say investigating, as I've been trying to find some good topics to discuss and talk about on our channel here. I found one that was very, you know, interesting. It caught my attention as soon as I started hearing about it as I was going online. So it appears that there was this brawl. I want to say brawl. The term fight was used as well, but I'm going to say brawl that happened inside of a church. So when I heard that, I automatically, you know, the antennas went up. I'm like, what, hold on now, hold on. Now I know it happens, it does, but I just haven't like really heard a story. Honestly, if I did, it was like a long time and I've forgotten about it. But I've never like actually heard of a story where it was an actual a fight inside of the church in a long time. If I have, so this right here just kind of caught my attention because for one, I'm gonna tell you, being a growing up, you know, in a kind of like PK, I'm gonna say PK environment, and what I mean by that, PK means preacher's kid. Um, uh, it doesn't necessarily mean when I say that you're you know they were a pastor, but a preacher does not have to be a pastor. A preacher can just be someone who evangelizes, who ministers, and by preaching. So a PK, growing up in the PK area, meaning you know my people were ministering. So I had to go to church almost you know every other well one two maybe 3 times a week if it was regular service, and then if there were like programs and things, it's all of the things. So I grew up in church, just know that. Okay. So in all of my growing up in church, I was taught certain things, and of course, you know, a lot of the things I definitely kept with me because of the fact that you know it was instilled in me. And the one thing was to fear and fear not what rewind. The one thing I will say was to respect. That's that word that I mean it speaks volumes. Respect the house of God. Okay. So we all know that churches are supposed to resemble the house of God. Okay. So with that being said, that's that's off limits. It's like it's certain things that you just shouldn't do in the church, inside of the church, out of respect for God. Okay. So when I say that, that's this is what makes me wonder how did this take place and why did it not only why, but how did it take place? Because even someone who is not in the faith or in church on a regular basis should know that this is like a one of the things you just shouldn't do. I mean, it just doesn't make sense when you just think about it because it's totally disrespectful. Whatever you have to do, I now don't get me wrong. I've seen arguing and I've seen people, you know, cuss each other out, all that, you know, which that's totally inappropriate as well, just as much to me. But actually having altercations that become physical, I think that that's just a way bit too much. So I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about it as well, so I can get your input and your feedback. So you know what I do? I'm gonna let you listen to the clip. only so much of it, and then you're going to be able to go into the description of this video and see where you can go look at the whole story. uh, I have a few questions I had when I saw it and heard. I had a few questions, and I want to know if you had the same questions and what did you think about it? Because I'm going to definitely share what I thought about it. And believe it or not, it's not solely because I grew up in the church. It's just that again, I think sometimes we should use common sense if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and listen to the clip, and we're going to talk about it afterwards. So let's listen to some of the things. Now, what I need to do is start from the beginning because I think I started it already. And oh, it is at the beginning.
Well, there's no peace in this house of worship. New Era Detroit stages a protest that turns into a brawl. That video right there has since gone viral.
Now, this is the same church that recently hosted Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. But this protest is about more than just politics. Fox 2's Randy Winley live now with the explosive story. Randy.
Hey guys, this has a lot more to do than just politics. New Era Detroit, they call it church accountability. Taking congregations to task for not serving the community in their estimation as those churches should. They say something doesn't add up when a pastor makes a lot of money, drives a luxury car, and yet the people who live near his church are in poverty.
Okay, so we're going to stop it right there. Now, again, I am nowhere in favor of pastors who are neglecting their followers or the community, or pastors who are abusing their or taking advantage of their followers or petitioners or the community. I am not nowhere in favor of that. But at the same time, I think that again, there's what the part that I have an issue with is the actual physicality part that happened in the sanctuary. Now, I want to say that, and once you go and look at the rest of the story, you will see what I'm talking about. I want to say that things can definitely be prevented. A lot of things can. I mean, we try to act as though they can't or no, or what happens. Yes, things that are meant to happen, they do, but a lot of things can be prevented, and a lot of things happen solely because of the actual decisions that we make. Believe it or not, they weren't meant to happen, but they only were meant to happen because of the decisions that we make. So what I'm saying is this. Okay, so I think that everybody has a right to their opinion, whatever whatever their opinion is, whatever is driving their opinions. Sometimes we will never know, but I think everybody has a right to their own opinions. However, again, there's a time and a place for everything. I feel as though sometimes we need to be more cognizant of our environment that we're in. And we need to think about things before we actually do them, okay? Because once something is done, it cannot be undone. And that's just that. That's just the way of the world is, how things work. I mean, you do something. I mean, there could be maybe some retribution or something like that, but even that right there sometimes is not, in a positive way. So once you do something, it's like you've done it, and however somebody thinks about it or whatever backlash that comes after it, you just have to, suffer it. Okay, so back to what I was saying earlier, I feel as though the church is not meant to be disrespected. If your opinion and your thoughts is going to cause you to do so, then I think you should refrain from it at that particular time. Now, from what I gather, and again, you get to go gather yourself as well, but from what I gather, the incident happened inside of the sanctuary because the said people, the group, was actually inside of the sanctuary during service time. And So they did not like what was going on or what has been happening. So they decided to interrupt the service at the time it was, and it actually was at the time uh, during offering time. And offering time is when money is being taken up for offering, from the petitioners. So yeah, so that's all. That to me is totally disrespectful. I mean, under no circumstances would I do that. I just wouldn't. I would find a time, no matter how I'm trying to get my point across, no matter what has been done to me, I will find the time as I can to try to handle it. And I'm just speaking from a place of sincerity, because I'm sincere, about it, and even if I hadn't grown up in the church again, I just would think that that's off limits. It just is, and so I say this because it could have been done outside of the church, not, when there was no church going on, even though I wouldn't do that either. But I'm just saying, if you had an issue, or it could have been done even not coming to the church service, to the church at all. You could have made a call and tried to meet with, whoever you got a problem with, the pastor or whomever, and see, could you come to some type of resolve, or get not resolve. Because what a lot of us don't understand is that our opinions are not all the time facts. Okay, they're not factual all the time. It's just that what we see, or what we've heard, or what we think about something, that's our opinion. So if you don't really have the facts surrounding certain things, I don't think you should take certain actions. And this right here deserved a sit down, a one on one. Now, I will say this: sometimes when pastors or leaders of churches are so high in esteem, it probably would be difficult to have a one on one, but maybe a representative, from their congregation or their church can still clarify some things with you, so you can make an attempt to do that as well. I mean, you don't have to go directly to the source. If there's someone who represents the source, I believe that, I mean, you could take what they say, and then you can also voice your opinion, your concerns with that individual or individuals as well. So again, there's still an exit. There's still a way out of, being disrespectful. That's my point. Um, I understand, because, like I said, from what I gather about the story, I understand where the person was going, or the people or the group was going, because you do have a lot of ministers and pastors that take advantage of their parishioners, and they don't do too much for the community, and then they live, high on the land, as they say. So yes, I definitely understand where the group or the person was coming from. However, the it's the way to do things, and I think that's always, most of the time, that's my problem with things, or my issues with people and things. It's not what is done; it's how it's being done. Now, I'm going to say this as well. I'm not certain if that individual or that group has tried to have a sit down with the said pastor or a representative from the congregation. I'm not sure. I don't know if they tried, because it could have been they have tried and they failed. But as I got into it, the what I gather, there wasn't any reaching out, by the person or the group. So again, I wasn't there, so I can't really say who did what. But what I can say is, again, there are certain things that you should do and you should not do when it comes to the church. Unless you are a non-believer, even if you are a non-believer, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you this advice. No, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm just saying, you probably shouldn't go there. Uh, Again, there are ways to get your point across. If you feel a certain way, about a pastor and or someone who's representing a church or organization, that's like a church or whatever have you. There's a way to do it. You just gotta to find a good way. You don't want yourself to be looked at negative. You want whatever it is that you're the point that you're trying to make. You want that to outshine anything else that you do, right? Because if you don't, then you first of all you won't get people to listen to you seriously or take you serious, as a person or a human being. And secondly, you'll only have people who are following you that are just somewhat, if I want to say, militant, meaning they'll go wherever the action is, and they want the smoke, as the kids say today. They want the smoke. So you don't want that. If you want to be an activist or someone who is positive, who's looking out for the community, you need to represent the community as well. You have to understand that it comes with responsibility. It's not just, and you know what? What's funny is that I've come across something as far as leadership goes and things of that nature, to where people don't understand leadership is not just giving out directives and orders and things like that. Leadership comes with a very, very huge responsibility. And you have to be, first of all and foremost, you need to be an example to whomever you're leading. So what does that mean? That, I'm glad you asked. That basically means that if I'm expecting you to do great, to be great and do these things, I have to represent the same thing that I'm expecting from you. Okay. If I'm expecting you to participate and lead with grace and lead with honor, then I have to do the same thing. If I'm expecting you to be respectful, I need to be respectful. So if we look back, at some of our leaders, especially our African American leaders, we look at Martin Luther King Jr., we look at Malcolm X, we look at those two, and if you've ever, read anything about them, heard anything about them, or saw any movies or biopics or whatever have you about those two people, you will see that they were leaders. They were definitely leaders. I mean, they were both leaders. And then here's the thing. They had a lot of things that were opposite on how the way they led, and then they had a lot of things that were in common on how they led. And I think, to me, the things that they had in common were the most important. So if you are leading a group or something, whatever, who or whatever you're leading, you got to understand that first and foremost, you need to be a good example, a positive example. Okay. Like, for instance, I use Malcolm X. There was a term that he had, by any means necessary. So a lot of people used to get that term, misconstrued, with something that's saying that, okay, no matter what happens, if I do this, if we have to do this, we have to do that. No, that's not what that phrase represented. It represented basically we need to get this done, and whatever it takes for us to get it done, we're going to have to do it, but we still need to remain within a reasonable situation. Okay, because we don't want to get to where we're getting physical. We've been labeled so many times as being, animalistic and acting, like animals, and we can't use our words to express ourselves and all those things. So we've already been labeled. We really need to work on that. And I know, people make us angry and they say things and do things that may upset us. But we got to learn how to keep it together, pull ourselves together and use our words. Okay? Because actually, if you really sit down and think about it, when you're using your words, you're using your brain and you're using your mind, and it actually shows your intelligence. Okay? And we don't need people thinking that we are animals and we don't know how to think. we're physical. Everything has to be physical that we do. We have to, resort to violence for everything. No, that's not who we are. That's not where we come from. We did come from a strong environment to where we did have to do, a lot of defending ourselves. However, that's defending. That's not just being a certain way, just to be a certain way. That's something else. Okay. So defending yourself is not acting out and being violent or physical because you're trying to get a point across or you need someone to hear what you're saying. You cannot make anybody listen to you. You can't make them do what you want them to do. You can only voice your opinion and what you think about something. And also, I feel like come up with, and another thing you can do is come up with something. Come up with something that basically can solve the issue. Okay, do that. Try to, because if you think that someone is being a certain way or there's an issue with someone, try to come up with a solution. And when you come face to face with that individual, you can say, well, you know what? You say that you do this, but I don't see this. I still see this. And there's this. And did you know on 153rd Street, whatever, that the community this is happening and this is, do you have this set up for things that happens like that? Because I really think that if you had that set up, that would be a good thing. And it would show that you are doing something and you actually care about the community. You see how I, went with that? Things of that nature. We just really don't have to take it there all of the time. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I want you to go and I want you to listen to it. And I'm going to let you tell me what you think. You can come back to this video and comment and let me know what you thought. Or, once you go and watch it, come back and let me know what you thought about it and what your take on it. And even if you disagree, because we can agree to disagree, like I said, and let me know your points. And like I said, if you do disagree with what I said, why do you disagree? If you agree with what I said, why do you agree? That's a conversation, and that's what we're doing. We're having discussions that are supposed to be healthy. And one of my nieces said it the other day, we're human beings, and we need to have a discussion just like human beings can have discussions, okay? So that's all we have for today. I'm glad to be back. I'll be coming back once a week, and then once the videos, I see that some of the videos you've been watching, they've been getting views, so I'm excited about that. So once our videos get more views and we also get more subscribers, then we're going to try to do more than once a week. We'll have other things to talk about. And then in the future, I'm looking towards interviewing people and things of that nature. So we got big things that we're looking at over here. So just stay tuned. And also, before I go, I want to always mention my brand, my Bold and Sassy Bangles. So I have a contest that's still going on and nobody's winning. I have gifts to give away. You can go look at some of my other videos to see what the gifts are and what it entails. But I'll tell you what you need to do is I would like for you to subscribe to this channel. I would like for you to share this channel. I would like for you to review the videos and agree or disagree on any of the topics and comment in the sections. And also just when you subscribe, turn on your notification so that you can know when the new videos will come up and you will be able to participate in the discussion. Because it's not just me, it's me, you, and coffee, honey. And I just love being here and I love being with you guys. And so, I'm going to wrap it up now. I hope everybody has a great week, and I hope that you find something positive this week, and I hope you grab hold to it. And remember, look up, don't look down, because there's not too much down there, but it's a lot when you're looking up. And just stay strong. And if you need to talk about anything, go ahead and put it in the comments and we can talk about that. And also, if you have a mug story or you have a mug, that you want to talk about, put it in the comments as well. But until next time, I hope everybody has a blessed week. Bye.